One of the most rewarding things to happen in my career was becoming a Google developer expert. Today's video is a practical guide for a developer starting from scratch to get a nomination to this invite-only career-changing program. But I want to start by saying thank you to everybody here on YouTube for supporting this channel. I just opened the silver play button yesterday, and like being a GDE, it's not something that I ever would have expected to happen to me. I don't have any exceptional talents, and I didn't start with any connections to Google. So this video is my way of saying thank you to you for helping me get to this point. And hopefully some of the information I share in this video will help you get a nomination to the Experts program in the future. For those that don't know, a Google Developer Expert, or GDE, is someone that's been nominated by a Google employee or a Google partner for doing awesome work or just being influential in a technology area that Google cares about, like the web, Android, Firebase, etc. And there are a lot of perks to being a GDE. Google might pay for your travel for public speaking events, you get invited to exclusive conferences and summits, so the networking opportunities are unbelievable, and you might also have the opportunity to work with certain Google technologies before they become public. But the most important benefit is the badge. And not because it's just a cool image you can put on your Twitter profile, but it's something that actually validates the hard work that you've put in. Personally, I'm very passionate about the craft of software development. I suffer from imposter syndrome just like most of the other developers I know, and to be recognized by an industry I love, by people I respect, is by far the biggest perk of being a GDE in my opinion. Now we'll look at the actual steps you can take to become a GDE yourself. And step 0 is starting from the right mindset. The program's not for everybody, so if you don't start from the right mindset, your chances of getting there are very slim. In my case, I never actually set out to become a GDE, it was just offered to me out of the blue. That's because at the time I was in the right mindset and doing the things a GDE would do, I just didn't realize it. I was so excited about the possibilities that Angular and Firebase offered for building apps. And after I started this YouTube channel, I quickly found out that I find joy in the craft of sharing information with the community.
Joy is the feeling that we have from doing what we are fashioned to do.
I'm not here trying to chase the YouTube algorithm for views to be internet famous, because it's far more rewarding to hear feedback from the community of people that use some of my work to either further their career or start a business. And every other GDE that I've met so far is passionate about the way that they make an impact on the community, whether that be with public speaking, open source projects, blog articles, videos, etc. So assuming you can get into the right mindset, let's go ahead and move on to step 1, which is defining a mission for yourself. In my case, I just wanted to be the best consultant and content creator for developers working with Angular and Firebase. When defining your mission, it absolutely needs to be something that you're passionate about, but you should also make it as specialized as possible. For example, there are 250 web GDEs, but there are only 10 Google Pay GDEs, and there's only about 30 Firebase GDEs. If you can focus your efforts on one of these more specialized areas, you might have a better chance of standing out versus something like web or Android. Step 2 is to start building a portfolio around the impact that you're making on the community. And I'm not just saying you need to have a huge social media following, there's actually a lot of different ways that you can make an impact. Things like public speaking audience size, blog traffic, video views, podcast downloads, GitHub contributions, Stack Overflow rep, Twitch stream views, book purchases, and so on. I'd recommend choosing 1 to 2 of these areas and try to be the best in the world at it. The third step is to create quality content consistently. I think the most efficient path to becoming a GDE is through public speaking. If you do talks on a regular basis at major conferences, then you'll definitely get noticed by the right people. But it's hard to get your CFP accepted if nobody knows who you are yet. Start small with local meetups, and if your area doesn't have a meetup, then start one. But public speaking only reaches a very small slice of the total audience. You can reach hundreds of thousands, if not millions of developers by simply starting a blog or a YouTube channel, or by writing open source code. The 2 keys to success, again, are quality and consistency. It will take months, if not multiple years, to build your portfolio. But once you have that portfolio that shows that you are a leader or influencer in the developer community, you just need to get it in front of the right people. And the right person is most likely someone that works for Google on developer relations. By far the most effective way to do that is to attend conferences and meet people in real life. Even though so much of what we do today is online, meeting people in real life is the best way to develop long-term relationships. And lastly, I'll just say that you should have a Twitter account because most of the tech community prefers Twitter for professional networking. You don't need to have a ton of followers, and I almost never tweet, but it can be a great tool to get noticed by influential people in the tech world. Now let's fast forward a little bit into the future, and you received your nomination for the Experts program. At this point, you'll need to undergo an internal review where they're going to look at your portfolio and make sure you have a reach that's acceptable for the program. That's why having an organized portfolio with some hard data is useful. If you manage to pass that hurdle, the next step is 2 high-pressure interviews while your imposter syndrome is running at critical levels. The first interview is with a GDE, and the second interview is with a Googler in your product specialty. If you manage to make it through these grueling interviews, then congratulations. I look forward to seeing you at the next GDE Summit.